Alright, welcome back. Where are we? Video number 9, I think. I just want to refresh everybody's memory, of course. Video number 9, I know on this channel is only, 4? With this video, I think 4. Fact is, there were 5 before this. Most before the first one on this channel. The other 5 no longer exist because of YouTube wiping out my old channel. So anyway, I just want to remind everybody of that. I was asked once, how come you're up to number 7 or 6 or something like that, but you only have 2 on this channel? Well, that's why. So anyway, this is where we're at. I believe in the last video, I did point out that everything is done in terms of the planking, all the way up to the tops here, which I think it looks really good. I also finished this bit back here, put a roof on it. Now, I'm going to point something out, and I just found this today. Though the instructions don't show it. The instructions just say to basically put a bunch of filler up here, smooth it out, and call it done. This kit comes with this piece. Now, I can't find any mention of this piece anywhere, but it is shaped suspiciously like this piece was as it was being cut out of the sheet. I wonder if this is part of, or the base layer for the roof here. But again, the instructions don't mention it, and they don't explain how to make the roof, so I'm just left guessing as to what that actually is. But I do suspect that that's what it is. It was meant to go up here, but I don't know. Again, the instructions aren't really good. In fact, in some ways they're almost worse than the instructions for the Victory or the Halcon kits. It is what it is. I'm pleased with this. It's almost more shingle looking. I like how it came out. I framed it with some more wood here so that it smooths out the edges. I think that looks pretty good. I think our next step, finally, is stain. So I'm going to actually run downstairs, put some stain on this, let it dry. It'll probably be a couple of days drying, just because I want to make sure the stain is set before I start handling it. I did mention in the last video too, if you buy this kit, make sure you're keeping all your scraps and cut-offs. I had just enough to do everything. This is it. This is the last piece that I have left over. Now, to be fair, there is meant to be another one of these bands just below it. But I don't have enough wood to do that, so it's not going to have that. I'm not building this strictly as a black pearl anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Accuracy really is... it's not out the window because it's still the black pearl as a ship goes. But I'm doing it differently. I'm going to add some things, take some things off, modify it as I see fit. So it won't be strictly the black pearl, but it is a kit based on the black pearl. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead. We'll put some stain on it. And we'll see how it looks. We'll come back again. It'll be a couple days from now. That's how videos work, I guess. You do a little bit, you come back, do some more. So anyway, stain, and we'll be back. So, we got our staining done, probably as you can see by the images. The staining isn't perfect, I have to say. There are some splotches here and there where the stain isn't penetrating to the wood. And you're going to say, well, what could that possibly be? Well, it's the glue. I tend to be a little heavy-handed when it comes to things like glue. I tend to use a little more than I probably should. And as a result, I end up with glue just everywhere. Downside of that in this case is that we end up with a lot of splotching and a lot of, especially in places like this where I had to use a different kind of wood. But it's not the end of the world. I'm not displeased with it. I can possibly touch some of that up later on with a bit of paint or even a little more stain just to see if maybe it needs to penetrate further with more stain. I also got the deck planking done. All of it is done. I'm very pleased with that. A few imperfections here and there, but I'm happy about it. I also note one big mistake I made. And a while ago, some of you might remember anyway. Let me turn on the light for this. Inside here is a wall with a door and four windows, two on either side. I had to remove this section of floor to get at it so that I could take it out, and I wouldn't be encumbered or it wouldn't be in the way. Problem is, it's in too far. It should be an inch further this way towards the front of the boat. So if you're building this kit and you're saying, I don't know where to put this, there are, and because I tend to rush through things, there are in fact underneath the floor boards here, little notches cut out for that to set on. So it's clearly marked. I just wasn't paying attention. Now it's glued in place and I'm never going to be able to remove it without damaging something. So it is what it is. But if you do build this, keep that in mind. It's not supposed to be that far in there. It's supposed to be about an inch further this way. I think that's all I got to say at the moment. We are at the point now in the instructions where we're going to start adding a few detail things here and there. The stairs, the graded hatches, things like that. Also, a lot of accent pieces of wood. I have to identify those first before I go any further. I also want to make a note, too. In my last video, I did mention, at least once anyway, to hold on to your scraps because you're going to need them. That is true, oddly enough, in the case of the hull plank pieces. When you're planking the hull of the boat, you're going to come up real short on the planking. So make sure you hold on to those scraps. Now, the deck, that's different. I got all of this planked. It's all together. I'm probably going to need a few pieces to fill out here and in here a little bit. But otherwise, it's done. You don't need to hold on to your scraps for that. And this is why. I got all this left over from that the floor planking. So I don't know how their counting process works when they ship these. But, it is what it is. I got a bunch of this left over. And I might need it down the road. I don't know. Again, the instructions are pretty vague in a lot of areas. So I think what we're going to do is we'll move on to a few of these accent pieces here and there. And we'll see where we are